Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. I know that it's been a very long time that I've uploaded a video. I've just been super busy with my personal life and other things that I am doing. As you guys all know, I am a makeup artist full-time, and I also do eyelash extensions. So my schedule right now has been so crazy, so I have not been able to actually sit down and film a video for all of you. But I've had the KKW Beauty times Mario palette for like about a week already, and I wanted to do a video with Stella, except my schedule is so hectic and I haven't had a time to actually sit down and film with Stella. But for today's video, I'm definitely gonna dig in, and I created this makeup look using the KKW and Mario palette. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial, and then I'll catch you guys at the end of the video. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with using the shade Albanian, and I'm using a Morphe M433 brush, and this is basically our transition shade, and I'm going to place it in the crease and I'm going to move it back and forth. And we are going to blend out the edges and just making sure that everything looks really well and blended before we go in with our second color. Recently, I've been really loving bringing down the eyeshadow, and it just really helps with blending everything together, and that way the outer corner doesn't look so naked. So I like to connect the top towards the bottom, and I've been loving this technique. I really feel like it makes a really huge difference, and it saves me time. I'm bringing up the palette forward so you guys can see the kickback in the shade Albanian. Mostly all the matte though in this palette does provide some kickback, which it doesn't really bug me. When it actually does bug me a little bit because my palette gets more messy and dirty, but I rather have an eyeshadow that does have kickback but that it does perform really well on the eye, which Albanian did that for me. Now the next shade that I'm going to go into is the color Loyalty, and we're going to focus this in the crease and towards the outer corner. I'm going to go ahead and create the half cut crease with concealer. For the outer corner, as you guys can see here, I'm placing the eyeshadow called Bronzy, which is one of my favorite shades. Oh my god, it's so stunning. So I can definitely see myself using this eyeshadow for numerous of different looks. But I'm going to place it towards the outer corner since it is a darker bronzy color, so that once we go back in with Loyalty, it all blends really well. The next shade that I'm going to lay next to Bronzy is the color Armenian. It's another one of my favorite colors that I can definitely see myself gravitating to. And I'm just going to place it right next to Bronzy. And just to let you guys know, Bronzy and Armenian are applied just as is, as they look in the pan. This is definitely not adding any Fix Plus or any water, so I am super impressed. Then I'm going into Albanian again. I'm going to go ahead and place it towards the outer corner, and then I'm going to go back into Loyalty and do the exact same thing. I am using patting motions when I'm applying these eyeshadows. It really helps with everything blend very, very well. I feel like if you do blend it back and forth when you're doing like half cut creases, the eyeshadows tend to go everywhere, and I just found out that using patting motions is definitely the best way to go. And just to smooth everything out, I'm going into the eyeshadow 2008. To smoke out my lower lash line, I'm going into the Morphe brush M507 and taking the color Albanian to smoke out my lower lash line. And then I also go back into Loyalty and do the exact same thing. So I really wanted to use the color Libra, which is this really pretty blue, and I didn't know how to incorporate it with the eyeshadow, and then I was like, you know what, I'll just smoke out my lower lash line with this color, and I'm glad I did. So that's exactly what I'm doing for both eyes, and I'm using a really small brush, which is my favorite, the EB21 from Sedona Lace. And then going back to the Morphe M507 just to blend everything out. For the waterline, I'm going into my MAC CHROMAGRAPHIC pencil in NC15, which is really going to help our eyes look and appear a little bit bigger, since we do have darker shades going on the lower lash line and on our lid. I slapped on some lashes and applied some mascara, you guys, and that is pretty much it, to be honest. I'm using the KKW and Mario palette. Now let's go ahead and hear my final thoughts. Hi guys, so welcome back. You guys already saw how I use the eyeshadow today to create this makeup look, and I definitely am obsessed with the look today. It's normally a look that I normally like to go with a lot. It's like the half cut crease. I used to be really obsessed with cut creases, but I don't know, half cut creases have seriously just changed my life. So my overall, you guys, thoughts on the palette is that I actually do really love it. I think the only thing that I don't like, which I'm going to show you guys up close, it has a bunch of kickback. And so that's the palette once I was done using all the colors today. But what I really care more about is how it applies on the eye. So the other colors definitely worked out so beautifully, and they're so pigmented. I didn't even have to use any Fix Plus or even get my brush wet. So this is how they applied, and I am so happy with it. So I definitely recommend this palette if you need it. I'm a huge Mario fan. If you guys have been following me for years, I have the palette that he did, the master palette with Anastasia, and I still dig into this palette for brides, and I still absolutely love it. So I know that Mario never does a bad job when it comes to like picking out eyeshadows, because he definitely thinks about like the artist, like the makeup artist portion, because you know, I definitely use these for clients. So you can literally create a lot of like on the go makeup looks with the palette, and definitely just take this palette with you if you're gonna go traveling. You can create a very soft minimal look, and also, you know, bump it up to something more clubbish, which is kind of like what I did today. And the price, I think it's like $45, and I do believe it is sold out on KKW Beauty. I don't know when they're gonna bring it back, or even if they are. I know that they recently put it back in stock and it was sold out, and so I don't know. Hopefully, cross your fingers and they bring this palette back. I'm so sorry that I'm uploading this video very late, but I have a feeling that they are gonna bring it back. Now, I also have seen that there's a lot of comparison towards the JACLYN Hill and Morphe palette. So I pulled up the palette here, and I definitely want to see the colors. And after I opened up the palette, I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, if you don't want to splurge $45 on the Mario and, you know, palette, you can definitely find some of these similar shades in this palette if you have it, and it's definitely a little bit more cheaper. So I'm going to bring up the both palettes together, and like, I'm in shock. Like, there's a lot of similar colors in this palette, so if you definitely don't want to splurge on this one, you can definitely buy, they still have this in stock on morphe.com. And yeah, you guys, like this color right here, I think it's called Albanian. I like this shade right here, looks so similar to that shade. So I just wanted to throw it out there if you guys don't want to splurge on a very expensive palette. And I think this one's like $35, the Morphe one, but I'll link it down below so you guys can definitely check that out. So you guys, that is it for today's video. Please give a video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, which makes you a part of the Harkeen family. Of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell, which also notifies you every single time that I upload a video. Now, I am leaving for vacation this weekend. Actually, I leave tomorrow. I leave tomorrow to Arizona to go visit my sister, and I am going to vlog for you guys. So I'm going to bring you guys along with me to Arizona. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye!